Welcome to CBT News with Cheyenne Malone.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Cheyenne Malone, and we made it. It is Friday. Thanks for watching CBT News. Let's get started with today's top headlines.
Ford sales cooled in April after maintaining growth throughout the first quarter, marking the end of a busy tax season. The automaker reported monthly sales of roughly 179,600 units, down 2.4%, with trucks and SUVs seeing the sharpest decline in demand. Sales of the company's profitable F-Series pickups were notably slow, declining 7.2%. However, Ford's electrified sales continue rising throughout April, with hybrids setting a new record of nearly 18,000 units, up 60% year over year. Electric vehicle startup Rivian announced this week it has received a new incentives package allowing it to build an expansion at its Illinois facility. The company said it was granted an additional $827 million by the state for the project, which will increase production capacity, improve infrastructure, and enhance job training at the facility. Rivian currently builds electric delivery vans for Amazon at the factory, which is also scheduled to build the upcoming R2 when it launches in 2026. Toyota is continuing to invest in hydrogen fuel cell technology, even as other automakers focus on battery-powered vehicles. Amidst an internal restructuring push, the Japanese automaker has now announced plans to convert its LA-based R&D facility into headquarters for its North American hydrogen operations. The site played a key role in the launch of Toyota's Mirai fuel cell vehicle and will continue to develop alternative fuel models for light and heavy-duty purposes. Earlier this year, Shell announced plans to close its hydrogen refueling stations in California, leading Toyota to heavily discount the Mirai. Electric vehicles are driven less than their gas-powered counterparts but cost more on a per-mile basis, according to new research from iSeeCars.com. Based on driving and price information, the data platform concluded that EVs spend 20% less time on the road than their average ICE model. However, due to their high prices, battery-powered cars cost roughly 64% more than alternatives in 1 year of operations on a per 1,000-mile basis. On the other hand, hybrids were found to be cheaper than ICE vehicles, costing 2% less for every 1,000 miles driven. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with John Devlin, president of the Pennsylvania Automotive Association and 2024 chairman of the Automotive Trade Association Executives, to discuss why some dealers are fighting to protect the franchise model.
CBT News is expanding its reach like never before and is launching in over 70 million broadcasting households. Whether you have Roku, Apple TV, or a mobile device running on Android or iOS, you can now enjoy our engaging, in-depth interviews with dealers, automakers, trade associations, best-selling authors, motivational speakers, and so much more, whenever and wherever you are. Simply search CBT News in the App Store of your smart TV.
So you guys put it right on the line with Honda Motor Company and Volkswagen AG to say, hey, what's the deal? What are your intentions here? And basically, you've outlined that it's a much better way to go through a franchise system to sell your products than it is to deal directly with consumers. So talk to us. What was the motivation behind the ad, and what's the response been?
Well, so the history on this goes back over 2 years. NADA started a dialogue with both companies. I think it started in February of 22, and had multiple times where they reached out to them to get a response on this and just kept getting pushback and essentially no answers. And at NADA this year, Mike Stanton reported to us that, they've just been stonewalled and it's not going anywhere. And last year, the ATAE started talking about what we could do to, get this conversation started better. And we decided one of the things we could do was either send letters and maybe even publish a letter in Automotive News. And then we decided to run an ad instead and, outline what a little bit of what, well, I'll talk about in a second as to what, why we think this is a good idea. But we decided to run the ad, and we had to then solicit as many states to sign on to that ad as possible.
Mhm.
And all 50 states signed on, plus 21 metros,
Mhm.
which was really, really, I think, speaks volumes of how much support we have for
Yeah.
this.
Oh, for sure.
And you can watch this full interview right here at cbtnews.com. Well, that wraps our show for today, but remember, you can always find us in over 70 million broadcasting households. We're on Roku, Apple TV, Android, and your iOS device. Also follow us on social media. I'm Cheyenne Malone. Thanks so much. You have a good one.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.